Peace, 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 y'all. Peace, peace, peace. On this Saturn day, greetings to everybody in the building. Was really good. Was happening. Yeah, that part. Okay, okay. Somebody want to be it? Oh, let's see who's here. Early, I see. We starting out early. That's what's up. Peace, God.
Peace, cuz, man. Thank
Was
you, brother, man. I love your work, man. How you engage with the community you see out there, and,
honored.
honor your grind, man. Thank you for your rituals, your prayers, man. You seriously felt, man. Thank you for doing some serious good groundwork, King.
I appreciate
Appreciate you, love.
you. Were you broadcasting? Where you at, my brother? Were you domiciling?
Right now, I'm in Germany, my friend, man, but I got a plot in Africa, I'm trying to maintain, got some good ideas, man. Free energy for y'all, man. Peace
Oh,
out.
okay.
Oh,
Shout out to the family in Germany. Uh,
thank
how do they treat the fam out there? How do they treat the black man in Germany?
you see in Germany is everything where everything germinates from, but the black man, is seen here as an indigenous minority, but there's also some sun children in Germany, some really clear scar people are here who hold on the space also with honoring Mother Nature, and it's always two-sided scenarios.
Okay, I heard some good things about Germany in regards to the reception that they give, the culture. You
Yeah,
know,
we got like a society security system that provides if you're not have work or something like this.
right, right, right,
But
right.
not, it's good to free ourselves of this bondage of the grids, the false system,
And
and
bro,
it's honorable to see my brothers, getting land, thinking ahead, stacking those tins and stuff, and just trying to cope with it in a relaxed manner and keeping stuff together, because the glue essentially is the love, we have for each other, and we are all in this together, it's not like a one-man show anyway, at the end of the day. So,
brother,
keeping it coming, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for tapping in.
Thank you,
Uh,
brother. The love,
yeah.
man.
Thank you for tapping in. We will definitely link up. We offering subscriptions on this page, so be a subscriber, man. You'll get some exclusive content. Tap
For
in with.
sure, man. For y'all, I'm Urban Chiefs. You can follow my channel. I got a journal coming out very soon, my people. And I appreciate to hook up with you, Young King, man. Bless the space. Al Kabul, and shout out to you too. Mama Isis, um, the realest nigga living, all y'all up there, man. I want to give thanks to y'all, man. Thank you so much, and the ancestors, man. Thank you.
No
Keep
doubt.
going.
Peace.
Oh,
All right.
peace out.
Yes, yes. Um, Shout out to all of the family that's out there. Today is a very. So I'm in Atlanta. It's a lot of things going on today. Shout out to everybody that's participating in Summer Madness. You know, if anybody knows me, I'm a humongous battle rap fan. That's like one of the purest forms of hip hop right now, and that's one of the that's like my shit right there. I don't know. I don't even want to sound fucking deep. Like that's my shit. I fucks with the battle rap. That shit is fire. You know, JC is gonna smoke Sue Surf. Yeah, that part. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody participating in the I was supposed to be in Charlotte for the battle today, but I got things that I need to take care of in Atlanta. So everybody that's participating in that, salute to y'all. Shout out to my brother Rain, all right, and all of them. There's a lot of shit going on. I want to talk about some things. Alkebalon in the building. I see you. I saw you earlier. Shout out to Alkebalon. There's a lot of shit going down. Yeah. The reason why I say JC because it feels like this is the year of the underdog. You know, Sue Surf is not the underdog. JC, his pen is crazy, and he just got that spirit in him right now. And you know, he won that 150,000 in the battle in the what was that? What's that shit called? The ultimate whatever that shit is called. So he's feeling himself. So I look forward to seeing that. That's gonna be around 3 o'clock when that starts up. So I'm gonna tap into that. There's a lot of shit going on in hip hop. There's a lot of conversations going on. And I just wanted to talk about it. I wanted to add on and whatnot because, I'm going to talk about it and then I'm probably going to move on because, there's so many other things that we need to talk about. And we're going to make a few announcements today. If you in the Atlanta area, if you in the Atlanta area on Sunday, right? Sunday, that's tomorrow, mañana. We're gonna have brother Rizza Islam pulling up to the Royal Lounge, right? He's gonna come through the Royal Lounge. I got the link in the bio for anybody that want to RSVP. I know that y'all some Rizza Islam fans that are out there. So if you want to link up with your bro, Rizza Islam, if you want to be in the building, if you want to meet him, if you want to buy one of his books, feel me? Be be at the Royal Lounge, 49 Bennett Street, second floor, tomorrow. I believe it'll be around 5 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. So this sister right here, she works with us and she does a podcast and she'll and doing a book sign survey. What up? He'll be doing you love RZA, well then pull up. You know what I'm talking about? Or if you love RZA, or send somebody to to come and see your brother because love is that. You know what I mean? You can't love from afar. That shit don't work. You need to be on the scene. You know what I mean? Be on the scene or send somebody that you know to come and support. You feel me? But yeah, we at the Royal Chamber with prison. That's a good feeling and whatnot. Gonna have other special guests in the building. Where the Royals come to get spoiled. That part. You feel me? So yeah, we got that out the way. Yeah, brother RZA doing the work, doing the work. And he's been through a lot. So he deserves to get the love from the people. You feel me? And we can't love from afar. We need to be able to see, people got so comfortable with these devices and these phones that niggas is really antisocial and scared to come outside, or they just want to watch from their phone. They in some robotic shit. You know what I mean? They make love to robots. They interact with people through robots. But these be the first people talking crazy about AI. Oh, I don't want to be in the metaverse. Nigga, you're in the metaverse. The fuck is you talking about? You're in the metaverse and you're not making no money from the metaverse. You really in the metaverse. You in a baby metaverse through your iPhone 14, my nigga. You locked in. What is you saying? You know what I mean? Take a step back and really look at that shit. You're in your phone. Literally, you're trapped in your motherfucking phone. You know what I mean? You might as well learn how to fucking code. You might as well take a goddamn course and monetize that shit. You know what I mean? Profit from it because you stuck. People don't even interact physically anymore. They on their tablets. They hiding behind their phones. You know what I'm saying? They make love to robots. I seen the roles, the shit where the fucking roles be jumping and everything. That shit is a wave. That's a wave. You know what I mean? You ladies, talk black to me. You don't talk about y'all married your toys and shit. You know what I mean? Talk about the dating scene is fucked up. Yeah, the dating scene is fucked up because you got robots making love to you right now. That's why I be wondering, what do they mean by the dating scene is fucked up? Do that mean that niggas is hitting and running? How is the dating scene fucked up? Talk black to me. I need more I need a little more I need more context. How is it fucked up when you go out on a date? What's so fucked up about the date? I just want to know. You know what I mean? Because how did it change from 10 years ago? Because the idea of going out on a date is to hit. You know what I mean? Especially from the man's point of view. We're not just trying to sit around and do small talk all night. Niggas is trying to skeet. So let me know, how is the dating scene fucked up? If you going out on a date, you don't know that that nigga's trying to beat? Like, what do you mean? The date is the interview to see if a nigga could skeet. Is it not? When you sitting down, small talking over that motherfucking over your Panera bread and whatnot, you interviewing the prospect to see if this motherfucker is worthy of the draws, right? I hope you're not dating to find your husband. You know what I mean? Not in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? What's the purpose of a date? Is it not a fucking interview to see if a nigga's worthy to get his face sat upon, right? That's what the fucking date is about. So how is the dating scene fucked up? Is it because you're taking niggas home and they're not packaging right? Is it because niggas is giving you two humps like a camel? Is it because the motherfucker skeet and then he's right out the door? He's not sitting around. There's no more Netflix and chill. It's nigga, I gotta go because I got more action. Because you know Atlanta is 20-1. So niggas got options out here. How is the dating scene fucked up? I just want more context. I'm not saying that it's not, because I'm not really out there dating. So I'm a fly on the wall. I'm curious to know what's going on the dating scene that's making people so turned off. You feel me? What's happening? Fellas, how is the dating scene fucked up? Did the lady that you was on a date with, is she a man? Did you find out, is it the crying game part two? Like you took her home, you know what I mean, and her wood was bigger than yours? Like, what's going on with the dating scene that y'all saying that it's so fucked up? I want to know. What's happening? What's the problem? Is it the niggas that y'all talking to? You know, as he can't read the menu, is that what's going on out here? You know what I mean? You telling a nigga you trying to pronounce shit? He's like, yo, waiter, I would like to have the what is that? Boo, that's lobster. It says lobster and sauce. Oh yeah, let me get the lobster. Oh, thank you, Bob. Like, what's going on the dating scene? Is niggas eating with their hands? Y'all out here dating Africans? They out there, they embarrassing you at the motherfucking at Houston's and whatnot. They busting shit down with their hands. What is going on that's so bad about the dating scene? Yeah, a nigga can't pronounce entree. He's saying entry. No, boo, that's entree. Check, please. Yeah, check, please. Yeah, this nigga needs, you know. Uh, because I don't want y'all to go on dates and be, you know, I'm giving it up, fellas. You know, they're gonna hate me for this, but we go out on dates because, you know, it's not because we like to eat. You know what I mean? We're not foodies like that. I'm talking from a man's perspective. There's something else we trying to eat, and it's not that steak. You know what I mean? Or it's not that tofu turkey. You know what I'm talking about? You know? So what the fuck is going on? That is a polite way. A date is just a gentleman's version of saying, I'm gonna feed you before we fornicate. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to find out a few pointers before I start pointing something at you. You know what I mean? Like, other than that, what the fuck is we doing on a date? You know what I mean? I could have asked you all of these questions via text. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite TV show? Is it Netflix or Disney Plus? You did, like, that's all that should get that out the way. We're gonna do that via text. You know what I'm saying? I could leave you a voice. We could just exchange voice messages back and forth until we get it all figured out. Oh, okay, what's your sign? Oh, great. Oh man, yeah, we're compatible. I'm gonna send you the chart. So then when we get up, yeah, you thought I was feeling you? That nigga's a munch. You thought I was feeling? Like, don't go on a date looking for your husband. You know what I'm talking about? Go to Kroger's. You know what I mean? Or Home Depot and find your husband. Find the nigga in the aisle picking out some wood because he's a builder. He knows how to use his hands. Pause. You know what I mean? You fare better with that. You know what I mean? Go holler at the nigga with a tool belt. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, go pull up on a nigga with a tool belt, or his shopping cart got hammers and nails and wood in it. You know what I mean? Chances are he's a productive man. Y'all out there looking for your husband at the hookah bar and at fucking Magic City, Celebrity Mondays, you know, and you met a nigga at the chicken wing line at Magic City and talk about that's Bay. No, it's not. No, it's not. That's a random. You know what I'm talking about? Know the difference. That's a random. And y'all on Tinder looking for husbands or baby fathers? No, that's a disaster waiting to happen. Okay? That is a disaster waiting to happen. That's not how, no. You meet niggas in a fucking seafood aisle at Kroger's. Nigga, you thought I was feeling you? That's a munch. That's all that is. That's exercise. You know what I mean? You skipping Planet Fitness, that's your glute exercise for the day. That's leg day. You know what I mean? Nothing else. Let's be clear. So y'all can get off of my timeline talking about how bad the dating scene is. No, nigga. The dating scene is functioning fully. It's just, I think people's concepts, because y'all be watching a lot of that reality show, you trying to get married off to a nigga you met at the seafood aisle on Kroger's. That part. It's just not going to happen. And then they have these expectations about what they want men to bring to the table. And men have these expectations about what they're looking for in a woman and whatnot. And it's like, it's so microwavable. It's like, you think you rubbing on a motherfucking genie lamp and you just want these magical people to appear to check all of the fucking boxes have to be checked for you to be like, oh, he's the one. No, that's not how that shit works. Get off of Disney Plus. You know what I mean? They out here casting new spells on your brain. That's not how it works. Let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to the basics. Let's get back to the basics because no, that part. So there's a conversation going on, and I touched on it about hip hop. And DJ Academics talking about the pioneers of Dusty and, the violation that people feel that he's levying, especially those who are FBAs. And they're like, he's a teether and he can't say that. He's disrespectful. Well, they are Dusty. You understand? They are semi-dusty. And I'm not saying that in a derogatory manner. What I'm saying is the way that the pioneers are being treated by the class that came after them, and then the class that came after them, and then the class that came, you niggas treat them dusty. Stop the bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? Stop the motherfucking cat. You niggas treat your elders like they dusty, and you're not doing anything. Because LL Cool J did a video and he was talking to academics, and I was like, and he made points where he was like, don't judge people's bank accounts to their contributions. And I agree. Do not do that. Don't be a pocket watcher. That's moist boy activity. That's soy boy activity. That's something that the ladies should be doing. You know what I'm saying? The ladies should be the only ones pocket watching and meat watching niggas in the gray sweatpants. That's only for the ladies to do. You niggas have taken that and you ran with it like that's something that y'all supposed to be doing. You know what I'm talking about? Like, have a motherfucking seat. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying that they're dusty. I'm saying that the way they've been treated and handled is dusty. Let me speak about it. Let me get into it. I don't want to be, I don't want to mislead anybody and make it feel like I'm attacking the pioneers. First and foremost, here's my disclaimer. I pay homage to the pioneers. I see Kool Herc on the motherfucking train. When I was in the Bronx, I'm on the train with Kool Herc. So when I see Kool Herc get on the train, I'm not like, oh, I'm a failure in life because I'm on a fucking train with Kool Herc. I'm like, wow, look at the legend, right? Look at the fucking pioneer of $1 trillion industry on the motherfucking train. It's nothing against the train. I've told people before, if you live in New York, we not big on cars. We don't give a fuck about riding around looking cute and whatnot. Niggas is gonna swipe the Metro card. You understand what I'm saying? We not trying to pay for parking. We just gonna take our black asses on the train with the homeless people and the crazy niggas and the little niggas that's dancing. It's showtime. We gonna buy the motherfucking dollar snacks. Niggas is coming through with Oreos, motherfucking Cheez-Its and whatnot. Juice. What do they call that? The little kids be eating and whatnot. What's that shit my son be eating? Whatever. We're going to get on the train for that. That's a New York experience. I'd rather have that New York experience than going to Times Square with the corny-ass tourism and all of that. Fruit snacks, right? We're gonna buy the fruit snacks. We're gonna support the hood. And niggas is on the train selling Zaza now. That's how bold they got. I got 3 grams. I got 3.5s. I got 7s. What? Huh. Going once, going twice, and niggas is copping on the train in front of the police. That's how brave they got in New York. But anyway, this is a New York thing. So you'll see actors, actresses, you know, when you ride by Wall Street, there's Wall Street bankers on the train. There's accomplished people riding the IRT or the MTA. That is not a sign of failure. However, how the fuck could we justify pioneers who have birthed $1 trillion? It's not $1 billion culture. It is $1 trillion culture, right? You mean to tell me that these people don't have lifetime access to Uber? You mean to tell me that there's no record label out there that's giving these men car service? You mean to tell me, right, that the motherfucking pioneers can't get a motherfucking dental plan? You not sending them to Colombia? Well, you know, it's $5,000 to get your teeth done. I'm getting my teeth done. You know what I'm talking about? That brings the bag in. How about that? You mean to tell me that MC Shan? You mean to tell me that Nas couldn't just say, yo, I'm gonna just pay to get your teeth done, my nigga? Whoever comes behind the people who set the fucking table up should be responsible, right? Not for taking care of nobody. This is not a senior citizen type of situation that we talking about. This ain't a fucking, you know, a nursery home situation. This is paying homage. This is the proper way to build bridges to whereas the youth pay homage and respect to their elders. Let's talk about the nationalities that are amongst us that are considered to be winning, right? And when we say winning, it's not a speculation thing. When we say these niggas is winning, it's not speculatory. I could show you the winning side. I could show you the winning team. I could show you their real estate. I could show you their businesses. I could show you their bank accounts. They don't floss like that. They're not going to show you. Got to go inside their house to see how they're living. Even the front of the house is very inconspicuous. But there's a few nationalities or what we call nation states or groups out there that are winning. And in these same groups, I could point to you and show you that there is an underlying familiarity amongst all of these groups. Let us begin. The Asians. The Asian community that consists of the Koreans, the Chinese, the Japanese, right? What is one of the things that they do? They take care of their elders. There is a hierarchy where the elders are not left to motherfucking just, you know, they don't have their elders out there looking crazy. I never seen a group of old homeless Asians. I seen singular Asians that are homeless, but I've never seen them niggas get together like how you see our people in Skid Row in LA, right? I'm talking about a whole 10 miles full of homeless people. Not one block, nigga, 10 miles. Like, your legs will get tired. If you on one of them electric scooters from Uber, by the time you go through the whole Skid Row, the bill is gonna be about $90. That's how long, nigga, if you took an Uber through Skid Row, it'll be about $90. That's how long that shit is. And it's not a whole block filled with Asians, nigga. The Indians. I'm talking about the Indians, the red dots, right? The ones over from Bangladesh, right? If you went inside an Indian person's house in Queens, New York, if wherever the fuck they live, you'll see the wealth. They're not just gonna be, you're gonna see the wealth. They doing real good in America. How about that? And in India, they doing real good. So when I speak about these groups, it's not because they came over to America and took the FBA's jobs and whatnot. No, nigga. They doing good in their country too. They got resources. They're educated. They got industries that they own. They got businesses. The Asians take care of their elders. The Africans, right? They take care of their elders. The Asians, the Indians, which would be considered the Asians. People in the Caribbean. You can't just leave your mama or your grandmother to wither away. So I bring all of that up to say, in this culture, to receive more of the blessings that we deserve as a pioneering culture. Remember, these pioneers created $1 trillion industry out of dust, right? I think it was Ishmael Bey. He said that the elders, the pioneers are dusty because they created the culture out of dust. Cool. Where's their reward at? Where's the reward system for them? Where the fuck is the reward system for these elders? I'm going to bring up consciousness too, right? We're going to talk about that as well, because y'all watched all of the elders wither away, and you bird ass niggas never did nothing for them, okay? They watched Dr. Ben suffer, and niggas be saying his name. They love mentioning his name. But I sat back in Harlem and I watched my elders, my master teachers, people that I revered and whatnot. They went out. They didn't go out the right way. They didn't go out on an island with their feet up, with no worries, and they still had to pay bills in their 70s and their 80s and whatnot. They was going to these white people's hospitals, and these people was doing them all kind of ways and whatnot. Where the fuck is the hospitals at? Why we don't have no institution with all of you vegans and all of you Sabi clones and whatnot? Where the fuck is your land at where you taking care of you niggas sold enough sea moss? Where's the institutions at to where you can retire the elders? Elder, you 88. You don't need to be doing no more lectures. You know what I'm talking about? You got 10 bands coming to you tomorrow, right? From some type of collection plate, because all of you woke niggas, or everybody, oh, Red Pill, I've been following you since when, bro? You been following me since 2008. You ain't break $1 yet, my nigga. Unfollow. Fuck out of here. You leeching. You leeching. You running around. You leeching, bro. You not contributing nothing, and I'm feeding you all of this fucking food for thought, nigga. Unfollow. Get away from me. I don't need you. I don't need you. I'm a public servant, but I draw a line somewhere. You could have kept that to yourself. You know what I'm talking about? Because I got the data. I know how to backtrack. I could put your name or your email in the system, and it will show how much you supported. Your eyeballs is not enough. So my question to the family is this. When it comes to the pioneers, we've watched hip-hop pioneers die horrifically deaths. Not just the ones that are getting killed by the gun and whatnot. We watch Phife Dawg and them die for health-related reasons. We watch DMX die. We watch Black Rob wither away in our eye right before us. You feel me? And he's not even a pioneer. He's not a pioneer. When we talk about pioneers, there's generations of hip-hop. MC Shan is not even the first generation. He might be the third generation. There's 2 generations before him. So if it's $1 trillion industry that the Europeans and the small hats took over, right? And they raping you niggas consistently, right? They was raping niggas all the way back in soul music days. You saw Cadillac Records. The mafia was involved, the small hats was involved, and they was fleecing the culture. They was raping niggas, pulling your pants down, just no Vaseline on niggas. Fast forward to the West Coast, niggas be, oh, West Coast hip hop. No, Jerry Heller, right? And Eazy-E, Rick Rubin and Sir Mix-a-Lot, right? These are some of the people, Geffen Records and all of that. These are the niggas that gaffled you, okay? But they learned from our own people, our own, like I just put a video up today with KRS-One talking about Sugar Hill Records, right, and B-Boy Records, how the original record labels, pause, oh yeah, no Vaseline, pause. The original record labels, right, were black owned, right? These old niggas who probably got done dirty by these small hats. So what do people who get bitten by vampires do? They bite other niggas. Interview with a vampire. You turn niggas out. You no Vaseline, and then what do? they go and look for victims. It's a predatory, vampiristic mind state that these motherfuckers go with. They get touched, they get abused, they get assaulted, and they go and do it to other people. To do what? Does it make you feel better? Is that your get back, my nigga? Is that your lick back? That's what they do. So my thing is this. It's 2022. Niggas been getting done dirty in the music industry when they was doing the blues and whatnot. They done took jazz, the blues, and R&B. They've been doing niggas dirty since then. You mean to tell me that you niggas, you old niggas that's in hip hop, you still letting new niggas come in and get raped? There's no orientation whatsoever. There's no workshop for the new artists. This is, if I had it my way, you couldn't sign a record deal until you had a certificate. And that certificate will have to say that you did at least 100 hours. Like niggas do community service. You did 100 hours. You learned about the history of hip hop. So you niggas know who the pioneers are. You know where it was created from, right? You know how to read a contract. You know what the fucking royalties, all of the different royalties. There's certain things that need to be understood because I am tired. I don't have time to watch you niggas on podcasts keep repeating the same. It's becoming redundant. I don't have time to watch Unsung and Where Are They Now, and you niggas keep saying the same redundant. It's a broken record. Oh, I didn't know about the record business until 10 years in. I had signed away my publishing for some sneakers in a 40 ounce. If you niggas don't get off of my TV, I don't got no sympathy. None whatsoever. I'm looking at your OGs. I'm looking at the Quincy Joneses of the world, the Dr. Dre's of the Jay-Z's, the elder statesmen. How is it that you niggas have not set up no type of apparatus to help any of these artists coming into this wicked ass industry where it is a prostitute and a pimp relationship? It's never the other way around. And if you think I'm just capping, just sit back and look at it. These niggas don't really be eating. They don't have good contracts. They have not negotiated a motherfucking good contract since contracts was created. They could have reached out to the Moors. They could have reached out to a nigga from the law library. They could have reached out to somebody because somebody knows how to read contracts. You know, niggas is getting out of fucking life sentences and whatnot. So obviously people know legalese. We just know that you niggas that rap all day and sit around eating rap snacks, you niggas can't read. And I'm talking about legalese. You can't read English, some of you. So you damn sure can't read no legalese. So if I'm a record label owner, the record labels are banks. They're loan offices. They're not what you think it is. They're looking to sign the dumbest nigga in the building. You could be super talented, but if you have multi-syllables in your rhymes, the small hat record labels is gonna be like, this nigga can read. We're not signing. I'm gonna look over you to the nigga with the nursery rhymes because I'm gonna be able to make more money from him. You smart niggas is gonna give me a problem. Y'all are gonna ask me smart questions and I'm gonna have to answer them. And as a small hat who sits back and I benefit off of your ignorance, I don't like that shit. I don't like that shit. Get them smart niggas away from me. Bring me these knuckle dragger dumbass niggas who dropped out of grade school. I need them. I'm gonna sign them up. We're gonna polish them up. We're gonna put the mall jewelry on these niggas. We're gonna give them some lab diamonds because they don't know anything. They can't fucking tell. They're you know, they challenged. These niggas is challenged. They're sipping on lean. They're popping pills. They only want to get their fucking dick sucked. You know what I mean? These niggas is challenged. They came into the office for a business meeting showing their underwear. Finish him. You niggas deserve everything you get. Finish him. That's how they think. We're going to sign you up for key person insurance. What's key person insurance? Go and look it up. Key person insurance is an insurance policy that any company who basically says, if I sign, it's the policy that they take out on a rap artist, right? It's the policy that they was talking about the Empire has taken out on their rap artists, where they're like, yo, we gonna sign this nigga, right? But we gonna sign you for, remember, that's why they signing them for so much money. I'm gonna sign the nigga for $10 million. He gotta recoup it anyway, right? You gotta recoup the 10 million. You're gonna have to recoup about 20, right? When interest kicks in, you're gonna give the label back their money before you make a dime, right? Papa Duck, peace to the God. If you want to tap in, yeah, please do. They signing them for 10 million, but then they're getting the key person insurance policy out on them. So if I sign an artist for 10 million, that means I'm $10 million in the hole. I signed a drill rapper. This drill rapper is considered to be high risk, right? He could be killed any minute now. As key person insurance, what key person insurance policy is, what did that mean is, if the artist gets killed, I need an insurance policy because I built my whole label around the artist. He's the key person in my business. So if he gets locked up or if he gets murdered, I need an insurance policy for, if I sign him for 10 million, we're going to take the policy out for 100 million. The company, the record label, they're the policy holder. They pay for the policy and they don't got to tell the artist about the policy. They do not have to tell the artist that there's policies on them. That is part of company. You niggas don't even know your contract. How you gonna know about your insurance? How you gonna know about anything going on at the label? You just figuring shit out in 2022. In 2022. You don't even know how to read legalese, let alone. Why would they tell you about an insurance policy? You don't even know what insurance is, nigga. Case in point, rappers don't got no veneers unless they buy it themselves, so they're not getting dental insurance. Niggas is dying of health-related things that could easily been cured by CMOS, liver failure, kidney failure, so they don't got good health insurance, right? They're not setting them up with alternative health insurance, right? Let's be clear, right? They don't know about investing because none of these niggas are crypto kings, right? So whoever your financial advisor is, fire that nigga. Because if you niggas was getting money in the early 2000s and you don't have 10,000 Bitcoin or 100,000 Ethereum, you're a fucking dub, my nigga. You wasted you bought the bling, right? You got the bust down. How's that working for you? Huh? How's that working for you, my niggas? You can't even wear your chains in LA. How's that working? You know what I'm talking about? So you don't know how to invest. You're not at the Invest Fest. You know what I'm talking about? You niggas have not been behind no type of financial revolution other than how to turn 32 ounces to 64. You know what I mean? The only financial revolution was the trap museum. You niggas was cooking crack and telling people how to sell drugs to each other and running off on the plug. That's how you flip your money. You run from the plug, right? So you don't know how to read the contracts. You don't have financial literacy. You're not knowledgeable about insurance. So why would the record label want to sign a Cambada with the multi-syllables and whatnot? Why would a record label want to sign an intelligent nigga? Why would they want to push intelligent hip hop when Rolling Loud and Vlad, Adam 22, all of these motherfucking platforms that were built to feed off of your talent, right? These are not our platforms. We're not getting the lion's share of the motherfucking bag, my nigga. You getting 0.000 on a penny, nigga. What are you talking about? You might as well be into crypto. You niggas would be better as day traders than rappers because they dealing with you the same way. They dealing with you the same way. They paying you in the same type of fucking increments. So that's why I'm baffled. Like, it should be more rappers that are crypto fucking teachers because y'all been dealing with XRPs and motherfucking shit coins since you signed the contract. You didn't even get a penny, nigga. You got 0.00001 of a penny. They giving niggas a fucking, how can you bust a penny down in a pie, my nigga? How, Sway? How you gonna chop a fucking penny into a pie And these are the same niggas that's flossing, talking about how they getting so much. Oh, man, look at me. I'm shining big everything. No, nigga. No, nigga. That was false. That was a fucking illusion. That you niggas is part of the matrix. You niggas is part of the matrix. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you do better at DraftKings. What are you talking about? You niggas will be better on online betting. So the game is rigged. It's trash. It's the fucking not just the rap game. The athletes, the sports shit is rigged. That's trash, right? Niggas is getting jerked over there. Hollywood with all of these fake ass actors and actresses. That's trash. You know what I mean? You niggas is being run by Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry. You trash, right? Shout out to Tyler Perry though. You know what I'm talking about? He got a few bars and whatnot. You know, a broken clock is right twice a day, niggas. That part. But at least with Tyler Perry, you know what I mean? You can say what you want to say. He knows his business. That nigga will throw a dress on in a minute in a motherfucking wig, but he know his business. You got to give him that. He doing, you know, he doing what he doing, but he know his business. So this my thing, going back to these pioneers and whatnot. How is it that there's no union in hip hop and it's in 2022 and you niggas have grossed $1 trillion? Why is there no union? This is what the union will be able to do. If you a new artist and you getting signed and you belong to the union, yo, if you sign this artist, he need insurance. Not the insurance that y'all take out on him. He need a multi-million-dollar life policy so he don't got to do a GoFundMe when he get his fucking wig pushed back. You know what I mean? He needs to have lawyers retained so niggas don't hit him up with the RICO charge and whatnot. If he ever gets in some type of legal situation, he's not getting fleeced for all of his earnings by these motherfucking vulture lawyers. He needs some type of education, right? Teach this nigga some financial literacy, right? So if you're a rapper, you niggas need to be a night school or something. You know what I'm talking about? Online academy, you know what I mean? Phoenix Institute, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? But if you in the union, you not only do you have to have media training, you niggas gotta have your certification. You gotta be educated on something. So you could be on some Kanye West shit. So you're not a one-trick pony. You either got to be able to get into fashion. You got to get into carpentry, real estate. You got to get in, you know, get a trade or something. Teach these niggas a trade. How is it that if I go to prison for life, I could learn trades? I could get my diploma. I could be an accomplished fucking lifer. But multi-million-dollar artists and whatnot, you know what I mean? They only have one fucking option, and that's to rap and make albums and whatnot that they don't really make money from. Because there's no money in music like that. You know what I mean? Don't let these niggas lie to you. Because once again, they're cherry picking the successful ripe fruit, right? And then they got millions upon millions of our people trying to get that little ripe fruit. When it's about 100 ripe fruits, but they have millions of motherfuckers at the base of the pyramid thinking that they're gonna be part of that elite group. No, niggas, them days is over. There needs to be more of a concerted effort. Technology is here. You don't have to fall under the same shit that niggas was falling under 30 years. How is it that the technology advanced, but your motherfucking contract hasn't advanced? How is it your advance didn't advance? How is it that the artists are not advanced? Everything is advanced, but the rap artists are devolving. Oh, they making more money, but they more dumbed down. They more of a one-trick pony. These niggas don't even make songs anymore. I was looking at Rolling Loud. There's not the one-hit wonder anymore. It's a one-verse wonder. You thought I was feeling you? That nigga's a munch. Her song is 2 minutes. Okay? Her song is 2 minutes. She got one verse in the hook. Right? Shout out to Ice Spice. She from the Bronx. I gotta stay with, we gotta stay loyal to the Bronx. You know what I'm saying? But nigga, she's a one verse wonder, not just a one hit one. Nigga, she's a one verse wonder. So it ain't even about albums no more. It's not even about 3 verses and a hook. It's a hook and a verse, nigga. You a one verse wonder. The nigga brought her. I was watching Rolling Loud. They had a segment on her, and it was only 2 minutes. 504 and brought her out. She did Munch. She wasn't even rapping it. She just started twerking and got off the stage, nigga. It was only 2 minutes, nigga. That's quicker than a quickie. That's quicker than a quickie. So these artists is blowing up quickies. This is beyond microwave. You can't even heat nothing up in 2 minutes. She's a one verse wonder. That's a new category. You know what I'm talking about? And then they're gonna prop artists like that. You know, she's gonna get to the bag. They're gonna prop her up. They're gonna make her you know, she might be the new Cardi. Fuck around. She get the right ghostwriters. She could be the new Cardi. You know what I'm saying? At least Cardi gave niggas three fucking verses with Bodak Yellow. At least she gave niggas 3 verses and a hook. You thought I was feeling you? That's what the record labels is gonna tell her. You know what I mean? When the spice runs out, you thought I was feeling you? When the ice melts, you thought I was feeling you? That nigga's a munch. We have a responsibility. And I know that we suffer from this thing called Willie Lynch syndrome, where we don't respect our elders. We went through a traumatic generational shift during the crack era, right? We went through some dramatic shit where people miraculously lost the love for their elders, the older generation. There was never a time where niggas was just selling drugs to their fucking grandfathers or somebody's grandfather or somebody's auntie and uncle and whatnot. Niggas was out there getting head in the motherfucking playground with niggas' mamas and whatnot. You understand? That was the shit that broke us as a people, and we haven't necessarily put those pieces back together because we still in the motherfucking nightmare of that. So I understand where the respect for the elders began to erode and whatnot. I sat back and I watched it. Some of our grandparents, they didn't have to go through this type of disrespect when they were coming up and whatnot. They called them old school and whatnot. I call them true school, right? So motherfuckers have this inherent hatred, or they have this disdain, or they have a disrespect for the elders or the olders, and they feel like they dropped the ball. And I'm not gonna brush it under the rug. I'm here to say that yes, maybe they did. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they did. However, you niggas talking about reparations, but you don't want to repair yourselves. How the fuck is somebody gonna give you reparations and the culture hasn't repaired itself? You niggas you're not focusing on repairing yourself. How's somebody gonna repair you? How, Sway? How? We gotta repair ourselves. We're a broken culture, right? We're a broken culture who are being paid millions of dollars, even though it's peanuts. They're paying you niggas 0.0001 penny to motherfucking to kill each other, to sell digital crack to each other, to disenfranchise each other, to come up with creative ways on how to disrespect each other, to dehumanize each other, to desensitize the babies. And there's a lot more that I can add on. But it's Saturday and I don't want to pile too much on you niggas. You feel me? You niggas got to repair yourselves. We need repairing. And it's not going to come at a motherfucking dollar bill, because if the dollar bill would have repaired us, niggas would have been repaired in the hood. We would have been repaired. It's dollars in the hood. I see niggas pulling out motherfucking their whole life savings out their pockets and whatnot. Niggas got bread. The money ain't gonna heal us. The money ain't gonna heal us. We gotta face some of these demons. The whole culture needs some shadow work. We could curse. We could talk about pussy and popping pussy and, you know what I mean? We could twerk. We could talk about drilling niggas. We could talk about all of that, but it needs to be a balance. It needs to be a balance. I'm not out here trying to be motherfucking preacher, a hypocrite. I'm not trying to be a reverend to you niggas. We got Pope Paul. I'm not trying to be Pastor Philip. You know, my root chakra, my red chakra, my sacral chakra, it needs to be fed. You feel me? I need, you know, I need, you know, I need that to be fed every now and then. So I'm not going to negate that there's parts of me that need feeding and whatnot. And, you know, watching Jeffrey Dahmer on Netflix and listening to motherfucking a little bit of NBA Youngboy or some goddamn drill music, you know, that feeds your monkey brain, your reptilian brain. It lets dopamine out and whatnot. It feeds your lower self, your lower chakras. It charges you up. However, if we are considered to be a homeostasis or a holistic people, right? We should not run away, nor should we disregard, nor should we talk down to anything that's operating past our solar plexus. Our solar plexus. I'm talking about the frequencies. I'm talking about the messages. I'm talking about imagery and whatnot. High value art, high frequency art, high frequency music, high frequency foods and whatnot. What we watch, what we listen to, and what we put in our mouths. We need a balance. And traditional hip hop or commercialized hip hop, it is void of the balance completely and whatnot. It is void of the balance. There is no balance. So here it is. We're jockeying. We're in front of these cameras and we're jockeying for the respect to be given to our elders and whatnot. And we're you know, we're pleading with the people to not throw away the pioneers, right? Because it's all about narrative and whatnot. This is a narrative that me personally, I'm going to fight against that narrative because that is a destructive narrative. If you destroy your foundation, you have nothing to stand on. If you get ahead and then throw a grenade behind you, my nigga, you understand? You just sabotage yourself. You cannot do this in front of the world, right? But fuck that. The world is watching. At the end of the day, the way that you counter the fuckery that comes out of fuck niggas like DJ Academics, he's a fuck boy. He's a self-admitted fuck boy, right? I don't have a problem with him. He's a fuck boy, and I don't really have a problem with fuck boys. Somebody has to do it. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody got to play that position. You know what I'm talking about? I would sit down with a DJ Academics. I'm not abhorred by him. I know where he's coming from. I grew up around DJ Academics. I come from Flatbush, Brooklyn. First generation Jamaicans was all around me. I know their mindset. I know how they think. First generation Haitians, first generation Panamanians, Trinidadians, you know, GTs and whatnot. All of them. Shout out to all of them. They all legends in their own right. First generation Haitians, my nigga. But there's a mind state that they have because they are considered to be, new to the culture, or they're learning the culture, or they are guests of the culture to a degree, the same way that we guests to dance hall. I was in Biltmore Ballroom, Tilden Ballroom, listening to Bounty Killer, motherfucking Beanie Man, Sprague Benz, you know what I mean? Lady Saw, you know what I'm saying? Back in the days where dance hall was bigger than hip hop in New York. That's before Biggie and them really popped off in 93. But from 1990, 91, and 92, nigga, if you from Brooklyn, you already know. Not Bed-Stuy, more Crown Heights, Flatbush. You already know what dance hall was about. You already, but before you niggas saw motherfucking Steven Seagal with Screwface and whatnot, we was dealing with the Shower Posse. We was dealing because they came from Jamaica into New York City, and they brought the violence with them. They brought cocaine and they brought the violence, and they turned conflict resolution, which used to be fighting. We used to have to knuckle up. And, you get a little stabby stab here and there with the knife and whatnot. But when the shower posse came, who was being funded by the CIA, right? Go and do your research. The same people that try to kill Bob Marley. Siega, right? Who was the prime minister who was in bed with the CIA, and they got the shower posse when Bob Marley got shot, right? Was it Vivian Koch? Who was it that shot Bob Marley and whatnot? These niggas was assets of the CIA, and the reward that they was giving the Jamaicans for being quote unquote of the Jamaican government for being in bed with the Central Intelligence was they allowed the Jamaicans or the shower posse to proliferate America with cocaine, which turned into crack, right? On the East Coast. And then they spread it to the West Coast and whatnot. But that was all motherfucking, that was all CIA. Them niggas was agents. They came into New York and they raised the murder rate 300% damn near. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. So we was under attack. I'm in my crib. I'm hearing the shit sound like 4th of July every night. That was niggas getting bodied and whatnot because they was taking over blocks. They was taking over. You remember the Weed Gates, Lyndon and Powell and whatnot. You remember how them Jamaicans was handling their business. They would smoke you and get on a plane and go back and come back as Trevor. Nigga left as Boris and come back as Trevor the next day with a new ID and everything. You know what I'm talking about? They came and they raised the murder rate. You know what I'm talking about? They made niggas pick them guns up. And then New York City was the murder. I think in 1990, we was the murder capital. That had a lot to do with them fucking Jamaicans. So we had to learn their culture. We had to fit in with their, we were guests of their gunman culture, right? They call it Badman, gunman, Gundalero culture. But we, you know, I'm a teenager. This shit is lit. You know what I'm talking about? This is like real life comic books. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like, I was listening to NWA and the West Coast hip hop gangster rap. I was being introduced to gangster rap, but this was the real gangster shit going down. So we was infatuated by it. We was infatuated by it. We was infatuated. We didn't turn up our nose to it. We didn't turn away from it. We was like, this shit is lit. We was infatuated by the gunshots. You understand? That's how teenagers move. You know, I'm a fucking teenager. I want to see a body. You know what I'm talking about? I want to see a body drop. You know what I mean? I want to see the smoke. You know, I came outside for that. So then we, you know, that's what it is. So even the bad boy era, Biggie is Jamaican. Biggie is Jamaican. And he ran hip hop. He introduced a whole new fucking wave. Biggie's Jamaican, first generation. And this nigga wasn't trying to be Super Cat. He wasn't trying to do dancehall. He did rap to its fullest. Had a 3-year run and then he died and became the king of hip hop. 3 years. One of the illest runs in all of history of the music business. But I say all of that to say, yeah, I got 3 children. 2 of mine is Jamaican because their mamas is Jamaican. You know, I love me some Jamaica. You know, shout out to the Mandem and to the Umandem in Jamaica. We're gonna be doing a trip to Jamaica before the end of the year, FYI. You know what I mean? We're bringing 44 people, and we'll be advertising it. You'll hear about it, but it's coming up very soon. It will take nothing away from us to take care of the pioneers who kind of took care of us. The world is watching us, right? We could clean this shit up overnight. I'm saying that we should unionize. There should be a union in hip hop at this point. Stop letting our people get jerked and do this shit on their own with their little funky ass team and whatnot of niggas who, you know, I just got out the street, son. I'm selling crack, but now I'm a manager. No, nigga, you're not qualified. You're walking into $1 trillion industry, and The name of this industry, the caveat is knowledge is power in this industry. It's not money. Ask Jay-Z. In the music industry, knowledge is power. In the whole world, knowledge is power. But it doesn't show, it's not as glaring, it is not as evident as in music. It's he who is most knowledgeable in the meeting or the boardroom. That's the one that's not going to get jerked. He comes out on top. He or she is based off of your knowledge. What do you know? What do you know versus what you don't know? Because those who don't know, you see how they handle them. If you don't know, get to the back of the line, little nigga, until you know. You should invest some of that tour money into a fucking tutor. You should invest some of that goddamn streaming money into a tutor, right? So you could learn, because this is about learning to earn. This is about knowledge is power in the music industry. It's not money. If that was the case, niggas that come in with all of that dope money would be on top, and they're not. They are not. They're able to buy streams. They're able to buy publications or publicists. It's making to appear like they're ahead of the crowd. But these niggas have some of the worst contracts that you've ever seen in your life. They're not really on top like that. It's not about money. Money makes the music game move, payola and all of that. But it's really about knowledge. You have to have the know-how of a whole bunch of things and whatnot. Knowledge is power. Applied knowledge, wisdom. You feel me? I'm going to end it on this. The same thing that Karis once said in that video about the early days of hip hop, and it was being run by melanated people like the record label Sugar Hill Gang, and they were jerking niggas. They was the first ones raping niggas, and B-Boy Records and all of these defunct bootleg ass labels that was coming up and was jerking niggas on the contract. You know, I could easily juxtapose that to consciousness, right? We had an elder who was an icon on 125th Street, right? This man was the icon, right? This man put down, he gave up his whole life, right? He dedicated his whole life, right? Or livicated his life, right? And he gave us so much, right? He woke so many people up. You feel me? He was 10 toes down, right? This is who I'm speaking about. Give me 1 minute. I got to get my chart. This is Azariah Azazel. Just got cremated yesterday. So, rising power to Brother Azazel, aka Azariah. A lot of people don't know him because, you know, he wasn't of the crop that went to the internet, right? Who was he? He was a master teacher. He was an occultist. He was a metaphysician. He's of the same school of, he comes out of the same class that Bobby Hemmett, Dr. Valentine, Delbert Blair, Dr. Delbert Blair, Brother Dawood, and a few other legends come out of, right? He is from Harlem, and his ex-wife, Sister Majade, they are legends. If you're not from New York, or if you wasn't outside and you just got conscious, then you don't know what was going on before you became conscious, which is why the history lessons are needed. It's the same thing in hip hop. Motherfucker will watch a video and be like, who's that? And I'm like, that's Kool Herc. How you don't know who Kool Herc is? So it's like, how you in consciousness and you don't know who Azariah is, right? And that's not against you personally. That has to do with the failure at the top. And the failure at the top is people who have these platforms who don't introduce you to the legends, who don't edify people who came before them, right? So you'll have people who got platforms that are in Harlem, and because they want to be the godfather of Harlem, or they want to be known as the first people of they won't talk about anybody that comes before them, because that takes away from the quote unquote picture that they're trying to paint, that they are the only ones who brought consciousness to the world, or they're the only ones who are responsible, when they're like the fourth generation. There was a brother who recently passed named Big Man. There's a sister out of Buffalo named Sister Burke. She's really like the pioneer. She would be considered the mother of consciousness. You understand? So we have to get the quote unquote legends and the icons and the pioneers. We have to know their names, and we got to get the story straight. Okay? We got to get the story straight, because there's people out there that they're happy that Azariah has died and whatnot without telling his story, because his story will threaten their story. His story, right, will X them out. It will make them seem like they're just second fucking hand and whatnot, because he was out there before a whole lot of people. He is a pioneer. Dr. Felder, another ancestor that made transition before he got to tell his story. So we're losing legends. We're losing icons. We're losing libraries, and they're not even documented. They didn't even tell their fucking story and whatnot. And as insult to injury, the brother, his family put up a GoFundMe, and the shit only raised $400. Right? Not to say that people are responsible for our elders when they make transition, but to be honest with you, he shouldn't even have had to do a motherfucking GoFundMe if was a fifth, we all be drunk, if this industry or this community wasn't a fucking rape culture the same way that hip hop is. Because the same thing that KRS-One was talking about, with the black record labels being the first record labels, but they was treating their artists like shit. That's the same thing that was going on in Harlem with these motherfucking conscious platforms and whatnot. They were raping the culture, taking from the culture, and never giving back. Treating their own people, talking about black power and talking about black this and black that, but they were utilizing the black dollar to enrich white people. And they were taking from their own, and they were never giving back. They were not helping out. They did not set up a system. They did not set up no type of insurance. They did not set up no type of motherfucking union. They didn't make anything right. So we just have to sit back and watch our elders suffer and work until they die. And that's a fucking tragedy, bro. That's a tragedy. That's a travesty. And I don't hear too many people even voicing that type of motherfucking mind state, that they're trying to fix that. You know what I'm talking about? So now it's still every man for themselves, and dog eat dog, and niggas is still chasing their tail. Motherfuckers still got to work until they die, and nobody is really looking out for the next man like that. Niggas don't give a fuck about each other, and that's sad. They're going to talk about you when you die. They're going to dog you. They're going to drag you through the fucking mud if you don't die on a high note. I seen it, bro. I seen that shit too many times. to be like, this is a community built out of love. No, this is a community built out of competition and hummer stunting. That's what this shit is. This is a community where they talked about white people so much they became white people. That's what this community is. They became what they despise the most. I'm where if any nigga come around me talking about black this, black that, I'm like, nigga, you suspect. Cause you put too much energy into all of that. You low key want to be them niggas, man. You infatuated with these niggas. What's the solution? I'm glad you asked. The solution is that, you know, the people, first and foremost, who are at the front of this shit, right? The ones who built this shit, they are responsible for putting together some type of organization or some type of union to make sure that these people who are global icons, these teachers will be spoken about and revered. They're revered right now, but they will be edified, and they would be spoken. There'll be statues made in their image, like a Dr. Sabi and whatnot. But it's gonna be capped, because when they was alive, motherfuckers wasn't there. And that's the same thing that happened to the civil rights generation. That's the same thing that happened to Noble Drew Ali. That's the same thing that niggas did to Garvey. That's the same. The shit is a repetitive cycle, bro. It's a repetitive cycle. So if you have public servants that put on for you, motherfuckers ain't putting on for nobody else but you. What the fuck do you have to give back to those people who are putting on? What is your contribution? What part do you have to play as the student whose whole life changed? Your life changed. You was ashy 10 years ago. I seen the before pictures. You're not plugged into regular black people. This is not a black thing, nigga. This ain't something that you could get at the barbecue, nigga. The fuck? That's how people confuse, because prior to this, but prior to the internet, we were an underground movement, and we didn't fuck with niggas. We didn't fuck with niggas. We understood we were separate from our own. We did not fuck with no, we was a secret society, and we linked up and we met up, we get our lecture on, did what the fuck we had to do, but we were more of a community back then. The minute this bitch hit the internet and motherfuckers thought that this is something that anybody and everybody could do, it went down the toilet. That's not the only reason, right? There was a few other factors. But when this shit became, when niggas got familiar with us, and motherfuckers just think that, oh, I see him on the internet every day, and nah, there was, bro. That's when it became compromise. That's when it became compromise. Because you'll look at a Delbert Blair and you'll think that everybody's Delbert Blair. You're not realizing there's only one Delbert Blair. There's only one Phil Valentine. He could not be cloned. There's only one Dr. Sabi. There's only one Dr. Africa. There's only one Dr. Francis. They're rare, my niggas. Rarer than a rapper. There's no one like them. They're fucking rare. Even though they got a lot of clones. You seen the Delbert clones. I seen them. You seen the Delbert Blair clones. You see the Bobby Hemmett clones. You see the Dr. Sabi clones. Niggas is out here cloning. But you'll never be him. You're a facsimile. You're a carbon copy, my nigga. You're an afterthought. How about that? You're not him. Niggas talking about they made Jay-Z. Well, make another one. You know what I'm saying? Make another one. Make another Dr. Ivan Van. Make another motherfucking Dr. Clark. Make another Dr. Ben. It's impossible. So people became familiar, but they became over familiar. They became too familiar, to whereas they just start downplaying the motherfucking pricelessness of these master teachers who really came and lifted this bitch up out the mud. Because if I was to take away all of the master teachers, black people would be in caves right now. You understand what I'm saying to you? You niggas would be living underneath the MTA, underneath the subway, where some of these homeless niggas live. Niggas would be underneath. You would be past the basement. Black people, the only thing that's holding you niggas above water from the collapse, right, into straight knuckle drag. I'm talking about into caveman type shit where motherfuckers is out here eating people's brains and shit. The only thing holding niggas up is the consciousness. Let's be clear. That's the only thing. And you can critique it all you want. Oh, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. Shut the fuck up. Show me something that's doing what it's supposed to do other than that. Please tell me. The organizations failed you. The organizations that were around for 100 years, they wasn't saying nothing when this shit was doing what it was doing. They got a motherfucking battery. Them niggas got their battery charged by this movement. They got their shit charged up and they living in the shadows of this shit. How about that? They got us to a certain place, but that's no. That's not the way. From the early 2000s after the towers fell up to now, niggas that kept our whole fucking 44 million of us and you niggas across the pond in the UK. Where? How, Sway? Was it the rappers that had us above water? Was it the fucking athletes, nigga? Did Jordan help elevate us as a people? Tell me. What the fuck? Was it the reality show? Did Stevie J help you niggas out? Like, would Jocelyn liberate you niggas? Like, where did it come from? Where did it come from? Did Dr. Phil and fucking Dr. Oz and Oprah make you vegan, nigga, and get you eating healthy? Was it them? Please enlighten me. Let me know. Who's helping us? Was it Charlemagne the God, nigga? Who elevated the culture? All of these people are benefiting off of the remnants of the culture because we teach the teachers. We influence the influencers. And I'm not being cocky. I just got to say it how the fuck it is. Like, where would the people be if it was not for master teachers giving motherfuckers information, giving you book lists? Where would you be if you didn't know Bobby Hemmett, my nigga? Where would you be if Taj Tariq Bey didn't tell you niggas that you crayons? Where would you be if motherfucking Hakeem Bey didn't go on Vision Quest and start giving you the information about the Americas? Because I hear all of that talk about the Americas is Egypt and whatnot. Nigga, that's old information. Okay? That's old information. That's not brand new. They've been saying that for a minute. Horace Butler, When Rocks Cry Out. We had him on the show in 2008. Fuck, where was you at with that? Why you wasn't waving the flag then? Where was your feathers then, niggas? Dane Calloway and them, those are latecomers. No disrespect to the brother. He's doing what the fuck he's supposed to do, but he should pay homage to the niggas that came before him. And I don't know if he did or not. But that information is out there, been out there. The brother Tariq Bey, he had a whole fucking poster with all of the pyramids and the mounds in America. Taj Tariq Bey telling you niggas that you don't need a driver's license. You don't need to be motherfucking citizens. You don't need to be contracted. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is not new. This is not new. You're in a new era. So new era is going to bring about new teachers. And new teachers are going to refresh the information and they're going to update the information like they're supposed to. It's called master students. These are master students that are not telling you who their teachers are. These are master students. They'll listen to the teacher, they'll get the book list, and then they'll be like, yeah, I got this from a book. All right, whatever. Whatever. You got to deal with yourself, nigga. You got to look at yourself in the mirror. You got to know if you 100 or not. When you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't want to, you got to assess your 100-ness. It's not up to me. Keep it a buck. You don't lose anything by acknowledging those who come before you. I give it up to the motherfuckers who influenced me along the whole way. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid. I say names of people who I don't even like. You know what I'm saying? I be saying these bird ass niggas names and I can't stand these niggas. Some of them. And I still say their name out of respect. But don't let what happened to hip hop happen to this community. Because the Europeans, they at the door. They at the door. They see the profitability in this. This shit has gone commercial. They see the profitability in this the same way that they saw the profitability in hip hop. Hip hop was consciousness in its beginning. It was underground. It was something that only we was fucking with as a people. It was being talked about. It was taboo. And then Russell Simmons and Rick Rubin sold it to Lyer Cohen, and the rest was history, right? The rest was history. That's when the shit really started to get corporately sponsored, and the takeover happened. Takeover, the breaks over. The same thing is about to happen with hip hop. You're gonna see Revolt behind this shit. You're gonna see BET behind it. You're gonna see Viacom stamping it. VH1 gonna get behind it. You know what I'm talking about? That's coming very soon. I'll be at the Revolt Summit today, promoting my lounge, you know, and meeting and greeting people. But I'm letting you know it's about to happen. And they're gonna be jerking niggas like they did in hip hop. They're gonna be giving niggas contracts, and they're gonna be jerking niggas because they're gonna make the lion's share of whatever the fuck is to be made. And they're gonna give niggas peanuts, but it's gonna look good on paper, and motherfuckers is gonna sign that deal. They're gonna sign a deal. They're gonna sign over the motherfucking consciousness just to be a household name. Everybody want to blow up. Every nigga want to be a star. And for the OGs like Bobby and Phil, the pioneers of this shit, the foundation of this shit, who warned us many times about chasing the motherfucking fame dragon, about trying to be famous for fucking teaching people, right? About trying to be, trying to be, trying to be the white man's motherfucking lackey. We've been warned. We've been warned. Is there a better way? I was gonna block you, but I'm gonna just let you keep asking these stupid ass questions, but whatever. Is there a better way? The better way is everybody who's involved. Everybody that's involved, right? Everybody that's involved. Everybody that benefits, right? Everybody that have their motherfucking feet in the water and their hands in the soil. Everybody has a part to play. Everybody. The people. I don't even know who the fuck the people are, whatever that means. But y'all, you niggas, us, right? We just have to play a better position, right? We just got to play a better position, right? In whatever we participating in, be it hip hop, our contribution, right? Because like at the end of the day, outside of, don't look for corporate America to save us. Don't look for corporate America to save us in any industry that you belong in. If you work in corporate America, you know why I'm saying this. Don't look for the capitalists to save us. Don't look for corporate America to save us. Don't look for nobody to feed us outside of us. Because after that, it's a pimp, prostitute, motherfucking show. Anything outside of that, if them niggas gotta come in and swoop, if the small hats gotta come in and feed you or the master teachers or anybody that's participating in this, then it's already done. That means we dropped the ball. And when we drop the ball, there's no picking it back up. You're gonna have to create something completely new. The same way when jazz dropped the ball, niggas had to make other genres R&B. When R&B dropped the ball, they had to make hip hop. Hip hop dropped the ball, niggas got to make something else. Afro beats drop the ball, something else gonna be made. But you keep creating these motherfucking waves, and you're not owning the wave. You're not benefiting and profiting off of your sweat equity. And there's people who they have the funds. They got they know how to get the loans. They know how to get the funding, and they're gonna get the funding, and they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna divide us even further by sprinkling peanuts into this gallery. The technology is available: blockchain, Web3, all of this smart contracts, all of the technology that's needed to make this shit function effectively is in front of us. The learning curve is not that deep right now. So many people have the ability to really just dedicate 6 months to a year and get on top of this shit. Be a fucking master or expert in these fields of Web3. You can't deny it right now. That's the shift. It's like you niggas was on MySpace denying and going to Facebook, right? Eventually you was the last man standing, you and Tom, but you had to say sayonara to motherfucking MySpace and make the jump over to fucking Facebook. That's the same thing that's gonna happen with Web3. You know what I mean? You could be the last holdout, but this shit is moving. You know what I'm talking about? And it's moving for, you know, and I'm a proponent of it. I am a proponent of this new technology, because if done right, this new technology is going to take care of some of the things that haven't been taken care of. So our pioneers, our elders, right? Niggas is out here calling me a fucking elder, right? That shit is scary to me. I'm not ready to be nobody's fucking elder, bro. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, elder is like a curse word in this culture. It's a fucking curse word. There's no perks to being an elder in consciousness. There's no perks to being an elder in hip hop. I could see if I was going to Costa Rica with a fucking retirement plan. There ain't no perks to being an elder. That's another way of niggas telling you to sit down. And I'm not, don't call me no fucking elder. I'm not you niggas elder. Yeah. I'm gonna be disrespectful if I hear niggas say, yo, what up, elder? Elder who, nigga? Elder to who, nigga? I'm only missing some of my side teeth. Don't do that to me. I'm not your elder, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not your elder, because you niggas don't treat your elders with no type of respect. Elder, permission to speak. I'm gonna tell you niggas, no, you can't speak in my presence. Yo, permission to speak from the elders. No, niggas, sit down. Fuck, we still got more to say. I don't want to hear you niggas with your fucking TikTok information. Fuck out of here. I'm not nobody's elder. How about that? You know what I mean? You could keep that. You know what I mean? You keep that to yourself. Tag them other niggas, but don't tag me as your elder, because I'm not that. You know, I'm not that. You niggas is trying to finesse me out of my position. I'm not you niggas elders. You know what I mean? I'm not your fucking elder. I'm not your grandfather, you know what I mean? Or your uncle, nigga. Cut that out. Yeah, I could be the big homie, but I'm not the fucking elder, all right? How about that? Such disrespect. But we gotta figure out, I mean, the way is already figured out. The way is already figured out, man. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Facts Initiative, everybody that's fucking with the Facts movement. We are gonna be debuting our video. I think next week on Black Magic 363. The Facts video is a fucking movie. Facts is an acronym for food, the art, the clothes, technology, and shelter. Okay, food, art, clothes, technology, and shelter. This is a movement. You know what I mean? This is a movement. It's a for-profit movement. It's not a non-for-profit. It's a 501c8. It's a motherfucking it's a fraternal order. You know what I'm talking about? And we here to take care of our people, and we here to unionize our people, and we here to motherfucking we here to recognize our power and actualize our power by bringing all of these motherfucking different genres or different sectors together, or industries for that matter. How about that? You know? And we come into different cities, and we not taking, we coming to turn up, man. We got a whole anthem. We not playing. All right. We got the hip hop tees. You feel me? Shout out to the hip hop rap tees. I will be at the Collard Green Festival. Don't judge me. You know what I'm saying? I'll be at the Collard Green Festival this Sunday in Atlanta. You know what I mean? And we'll have the hip hop rap tees. Yeah, a nigga got his own motherfucking beverage. You know what I'm saying? It was about time, goddammit. You know? Nigga got his own beverage, and the shit tastes awesome. You feel me? The shit tastes awesome. Rap teas. You know what I'm talking about? Cherry and lime. That part. You know what I'm talking about? You can eat that with your rap snaps, or you can eat that with your motherfucking pork rinds, whatever, or your impossible, but your slutty vegan. You know what I mean? You could eat that. You could drink this, wash down that fucking Soylent Green with some cherry and lime. You dig? For anybody in Atlanta, we have we're gonna have third eye, we're gonna have throat chakra Thursdays, right? Throat chakra, not what that throat do, not what that throat do Thursdays. Throat chakra Thursdays. That's for the poets. That's for the poets and whatnot. So if you're a poet, right, pull up to the venue, right, and come and talk that shit. Come and, let us see what you got. We got a brother hosting it, Kamal Speaks. He's a well-known poet out here in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? If you've been writing, if you got bars, if you got a hot 16, if you want to get something off your chest, if you want to spit some erotic poetry, all of that, Throat Chakra Thursdays. You know what I'm saying? At the lounge, the Royal Chamber, right? The same building where Black Ink is at, 49 Bennett Street in Buckhead, second floor. Black door, second floor. The hours of 5 p.m. to midnight, right? Pull up, 5 p.m. to midnight. We got vegan food. We got infused drinks. It's 420 friendly. You know, hold on. Let me get some of my flyers. Give me 1 minute. You good? Yeah, so that's the flyer for the Royal Chamber. You know what I'm saying? If there's any street teams, if you want to hand flyers, if you want to get down with the flyer shit and the promo team, hit me up. I'll walk you niggas through it and whatnot. You know what I mean? You get to meet a lot of nice people. It's a fun thing. I can't be out there handing out motherfucking flyers all day, but I'll do it. I'm not above that. You know what I mean? I interact. I'm a people person, so I like to meet the people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out there. I'm gonna be at the end. I'm gonna be at Sweet Auburn today. I'll be at the Revolt Summit, and I'm gonna be wherever else the fucking is popping in Atlanta, and I'm gonna be promoting my shit. You know what I mean? Because people always running up to me, yo, Red Pill, what you got coming up? What's going on? Oh, I see y'all out here. Hey, my nigga, take a flyer, scan the QR code, and let's cut the conversation short. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So we got KTL University flyer. You know what I'm saying? This is the flyer to promote the online university. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of my KTLians. We've been having some monumental workshops and classes and lectures and whatnot. You know, this has been this is one of the only things that have been keeping me excited in this whole fucking this whole experience that we're having is to teach. I'll be with Baba Ajra Kwesi. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Teddy Riley in the building. I'll be with Baba Ajra Kwesi, who my brother Blue Pill in the year 2000. This was the person who woke him up. He saw a lecture by this man, and that was his red pill moment. And as a result of my brother waking up, he woke me up. And you know, we were considered like woke, but Baba Ajra Kwesi had us question everything with his information, and he'll be in Stone Mountain, and we'll be talking about the ancient African history and origin of Masonry and Masonic orders. I'm going to be opening up. And the title of my lecture is Out of Chaos Comes Order. And what I'll be speaking about in that regards is the fraternal order that we're going to be introducing to this community and the perks of being in a fraternal order. And when I say fraternal order, I hope you niggas don't get in your feelings and get all scared and whatnot. We ain't talking about the Masons. We're not talking about a fraternity or frats or sorrows and whatnot. We're talking about a fraternal order, translation of brotherhood, right? Who's protected by a tax code. And you could do certain things that you can't do when you just moving by yourself with no protection. Okay? So come and get this information. This is grown man talk. You feel me? This is solution-based talk. This is not rhetoric. And this is damn sure this is not speculatory information and motherfuckers getting up there theorizing all day. And this damn sure is not feel-goodisms. I don't want to make you feel good. We got CBD infused drinks at the lounge if you niggas want to feel good. We got vegan tacos and oyster mushroom tacos if you want to feel good. You know what I mean? You don't need me for that. So that's what it is. I'm forgetting there's some things that I wanted to say, but I'm I guess I'll cover it the next time we meet up and whatnot. Yeah, man, that's what's up. I shared, like I said, some things that were on my mind dealing with hip hop and the pioneers. I reiterate what I'm saying before I close out. We owe it to our pioneers who basically helped to change the world. We would be listening to Lula. Where would we be? Where would we be without hip hop? Where would we be without this new culture? Where would we be without the art? Where would we be without breakdancing or dancing for that matter? Where would we be without being masters of ceremony, being able to express ourselves through word and whatnot, word, sound, power? Where would we be without the art that comes from hip hop? Not just graffiti, the way that we express ourselves through fashion, the calligraphy of your pen, you know what I mean? Anything that comes out of your mind and whatnot that deals with art, where would we be? I remember when I was coming up, we was watching hot tracks. We was kind of, you know what I mean? Like we were listening to white music. Boy George, nigga. I say this a lot. Boy George. They had us listening to fucking Come a Chameleon. We were impressionable. George niggas was listening to George Michaels. We was listening to Luther Vandross sing about other. Let me be respectful. The culture gave us our edge. The culture raised up the generation of the youth who was semi-forgotten about. We were kind of written off. The culture helped to educate us. My first master teachers were KRS-One, my philosophy, X-Clan, Q-Tip to a degree. Like they were teaching me consciousness, right? Rakim, Eric B. and Rakim Shabazz, KMD. Like these were my teachers, bro. They were giving us hope. They was giving us hope. They was teaching us things I didn't know about Dr. Ben at that point. My grandfather and him are great friends, and he would say his name and went right over my head. The only person that I really knew was Sabi and whatnot. But the rappers were teaching us. They were enlightening. They were our enlighteners. Big Daddy Kane. Whenever he would say something conscious, niggas would feel like, oh, he's talking directly to me. There's gonna come a day and time where Jay-Z will be an old elder, where the Kanyes will be an old elders. You know what I mean? These people that are not quote unquote elders are gonna be elders soon. Why can't we unionize? I would give $1 a day to that union. If 10 million of us did the same, our people would be in better positions. Why we can't buy land like Dr. York bought land and build a fucking hip hop city or a hip hop town? Because the minute the white people do it, you niggas is gonna go running behind that. The minute Elon Musk, oh, I want to build a hip hop smart city. Oh, that's a great idea. No, nigga, be an innovator, not a dick rider, not a bandwagon rider. Be a fucking innovator. Let them follow your lead. You know what I'm talking about? Let them follow your lead. We act like we can't think no more. Y'all niggas smoke all of that Zaza and y'all not thinking. Y'all not creating nothing. You're not innovating. You hit the blunt and you don't see nothing. What's happening? When you niggas take those pills, what do you see? I want to know because I never drank liquid heroin. What do you think? Like, what do you think? Do you have visions? Like, do you peer into which one of those drugs will take me to 2080, my nigga? I want to know. Cause y'all taking it, a lot of you niggas is taking them. Which one of those drugs take your brain to 3020 where you on a motherfucking Starship Enterprise? Is it crack? Do beam me up, Scotty? What do I gotta take to get my mind working? Because the mushrooms is working, but they not working that good. I want to know what the fuck, what's going on. Okay, I want to go to Pluto with Future. Is it the lean? Do I gotta drink that? Do I gotta drink? Do I gotta drink the fucking the muddy cup? Like what do I gotta pop a pill, some perks? What I gotta do? I want to know because with all of the drugs that you niggas is taking, you're not inventing nothing but some mumble rap, right? I don't see too many inventions. All of the clothes look the same. Niggas, everything look like gallery department. You niggas got distress painted on clothes. It's not like you're innovative in that field. You feel me? Uh, the only thing y'all creating is new strains of Zaza. You being creative with that. You niggas got rum cake, berry cake. You niggas. I smoked some bean pie the other day. Niggas, the niggas was dressed up. They was selling the newspapers, but they was like, I got the Zaza bean pie. I'm like, nigga, run that. Let me. Is that $1 too? You know what I mean? I gave him a tip. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that y'all are being creative with is the new weed strains. What the fuck is being creative? Did you create a new metaverse? Did you create a new invention? Did you innovate? Because I would think all of the escapism of the fucking narcotics would bring you into a space where you would bring back some type of information wherever the fuck your brain is going or your mind is taking you. Why are you not bringing nothing back? If you're not bringing nothing back, put that shit down. Put it down. At least when we had the jazz and you had the fucking Coltrane and them, they was on the heroin and whatnot, Billie Holiday. At least they was bringing something back in real time. They was when they was on them instruments and they was doped up and whatnot. Them niggas was downloading. They was bringing down motherfucking sacred geometry. They was bringing down sacred mathematics. They was channeling. They was channeling. You see it. What are these new niggas channeling in the studio? Let me know. Other than the lower rungs of consciousness. Are they tapping into the lower rungs of consciousness or are they tapping into the higher rungs with all of these pharmacopoeia? I would love to know this. So when we get back up, we'll go back over that. And I'm gonna continue to beat on this drum. I might even bring a guest with me next time so we can reiterate the necessities, right? To strengthen the foundation to make sure that the elders or the eldership or the elder statesmen in our culture never want for anything, and we show our gratitude and our appreciation to them the same way that we show our appreciation to the motherfucking preacher with the tithes, or the same way that we show our appreciation to Uncle Sam by giving this nigga taxes and not asking no questions, the same way that we show appreciation when we throwing all of these dollars to these white businesses and corporations and brands and whatnot. You feel me? And you don't think nothing of it. You don't ask why I gotta take care of them, why I gotta do for them. You ain't in Target asking that. Get the fuck out of here, bird ass nigga. You don't fix your lips to say none of that. So if something has assisted you and helped you and edified you, got you your game, helped you how to walk and talk, showed you the motherfucking ropes, was continuously feeding you and teaching you and getting you out of situations, have you feeling good, even helped you to bag your baby mama because you was using Tupac pickup lines, nigga, give something back. Give something back. Let your fucking fist is so tight. Open that shit up, because we live in abundance, right? That was the mantra of the day, correct? That was the affirmation that we're abundant. So living in abundance, we don't live in lack. Lack mentality is not part of us. So we don't feel like we're losing anything. We're only gaining. Let's take care of those who take care of us. And on that note, love and light to the family. I will get back with you. Peace. And I see anybody in Atlanta, pull up 5 p.m. Rizza Islam at the Royal Lounge Sunday, nigga. That's tomorrow. 5 p.m. Eastern. That's Eastern time. Okay? Be there. Let's give this brother all of the love that he deserves. You know that he went through a lot this year. He just got engaged. Let's celebrate love. Let's celebrate the love that we have for him. And let's show him that we there for the brother in our numbers.